Hello, welcome to SM Techwell. Today we are going to solve day 3 of August LeetCode challenge. So today's problem is valid palindrome, right? So basically, if you read the problem statement, it's saying that they will give us one string, and you need to identify that this string is a palindrome string or not, right? So we all know what is palindrome, right? Palindrome means, so suppose so we already know that palindrome like 111 is a palindrome number, right? So 11 because so palindrome means if you start from the left side and if you start check the right side also, that will match, right? So if you check the first example, right? So if you check the first example, okay, so we started with A, in the last we also A, right? Then again then there are two conditions, right? So there are two constraints, that S consists only printable ASCII character, and we need to consider only alphanumeric character, right? And we need to ignore all the spaces, commas, full stop, colon and all, right? So we need to just consider alphabets and numbers only, right? So if you check the example, it's saying, you can see that from left side we started with A, right? And again from the extreme right we have A. Then again I have M. Then we don't need to consider this extra space, right? So we can ignore this. Then again I can found, okay, M is matching. Like how we can check that if all the number is matched, then all the character or all the numbers are matched for that particular string, then that string is a palindrome string, right? In that case you can return true. But if you check this example, the second example, you can see, okay, R is matching, A is matching, C is matching, but E and A, these two are not matching, right? So this is not a palindrome string. In that case we need to return false. So how we can solve this? So let's solve it using Java today. So what is coming into your mind whenever you first try to solve a problem in pen and paper, right? So we need to basically use two counter, right? So basically somehow we need to check, we need to use two counter, and we need one counter I am going to increase, another counter I am going to decrease, and I need to check the value, right? So basically we are going to do the same. So I will start one counter from the first position, another from the last position. Then again I will come here and I will check, okay, M and M is matching, right? If anything is not matching, in that case I am going to return directly false from there. And if it is matching, then again I will increment counter and I will come to A. Again I found that, okay, A is also matching, right? Then again I will come to N, like this, right? N is also matching, right? After that I can found there is a comma, right? But we need to exclude those commas and extra spaces, right? Again I can see after N we have A, right? So we need to consider this. Again we also have A here, right? Again we have small p, so we need to so probably we need to convert, if there is any capital letter, then we need to convert that into lowercase, right? So if P is P, so I need to consider the lower case of P, right? Again P is matching, right? So this is how we are going to solve it. So let's write for the same code for the same logic what we discussed right now. So what I am going to do, I am going to take two counter, right, at first. So int I should be initially 0 and int j should be initially s dot length -1, right, since index start from 0. Okay, then I am going to take one while loop, and inside that while loop I am going to check that I is less than j. So we should we are doing it to till mid position, right? If somehow j is greater than I, then we need to stop, right? So when we need to do that, we need to perform this while loop till the midpoint, right? While I is less than j, right? And if j is greater than I, then we don't need to check anything anymore, right? We can return our value, right, according to our computation. So okay, so after that what we think here, so suppose my first counter is here, I is here and j is here, right? Then I need to check those value, right? So let's write to check those let's write logic to check those value, right? So if I less than j, and if I less than j, and what I will do, I will use inbuilt character method. So character dot to lowercase, right? Since we need to consider the lowercase only, okay? So lowercase s dot char at I, then not equals to character dot to lowercase again s dot char at j in this case, right? If it is not matching, then we can directly return false, right? Else we need to continue. Okay, so we need to consider another thing, right? So if it's matching, then we need to increase our I value and decrease our j value, right? So else if it is matching, okay, so if this condition is not matching, then I need to increment my I and decrement my j value, right? So it should be I plus plus j minus minus. So okay, so basically using this, we are just covering this condition, right? This matching or not matching condition. If it's not matching, then we are returning false. But we need to handle some other scenarios also, right? So in between, suppose I started with A, it's working fine, then we need to check, we should not consider extra spaces or comma, right? So we need to remove those, right? So how we can remove those? So to remove those, what we can do? Initially, we can run another while loop, and I need to check the same condition. So what we can do? We can use Java's inbuilt method character dot is letter or digit. Then I need to pass the character, right? Char at I. Okay. So that means we are just ignoring these extra spaces or comma. So we are just considering numeric value or digit value or letter value, right? So this is the inbuilt method of Java. It returns true or false. So if it is returning false, then we need to increment my I, right? So it is like this, right? So if I found extra spaces, then I need to increase my I, but my j will remain same, right? But we need to do similar thing for our j also, right? So let's do the same for j. It should be s dot char at j, and in this case we are going to decrement our j value, right? Okay, so now what I need to do, and if this condition is not returning false, then our string is palindrome string, right? Then in that case we can return true safely. Okay, let's run our code and quickly check that it is compiling or not. It's throwing some error. Let me fix it. Okay, it should be character. There is some small spelling mistake. Okay, let's submit it once again and check. Okay, so it should be lowercase. So there was a typo also. Okay, you can see it's now giving me expected answer and it's returning true, right? So let's submit and check whether it's running perfectly or not. Yeah, it's running and its solution is also accepted. Let's check time complexity. So it's beating 98.71% Java submission, right? So hope you understand this video. I am going to add the code link in the video description, and let's do some code walkthrough once again and what we are doing here. So it's basically pretty simple or straightforward logic we are using here. So let's do some code walkthrough. Okay, so let me copy it and let me paste it here. Okay, so what we are doing here, so basically we are taking two counter the way we discussed earlier, and I and j, and so to ignoring extra white spaces, comma, full stop, colon, we are running this, right? So at first we are checking for the first counter I or left counter, and then we are checking the same for the right counter, right? So using these two loop, we are just ignoring extra spaces, commas and colon, right? After that, if the value is not matching, then we can directly return false, and if the value is matching, then we are just incrementing my left counter and decrementing my right counter, right? And we are doing this till I less than j, right? So I think it's straightforward. The solution is straightforward, and at the end, if it is not returning false inside our while loop, then we can return true. That means our string is palindrome string, right? Okay, that's pretty much for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.